With a 12% gross domestic product decline forecast for the economy this fiscal year, Minister of Finance and the Public Service, Dr. Nigel Clarke, says this is the worst economic contraction in Jamaica's history. He painted a picture of a challenging but definite financial recovery while giving the opening address to the 2021-2022 budget debate at Gordon House on Tuesday. Minister Clarke says the government's revenue intake is expected to take a big hit this fiscal year with a projected $70 billion decline. He explains the significance of the projected contraction in comparison to those in the past.
The closest comparisons were the decline of 6.5% in 1975, 5.7% in 1980, 4.6% in 1985, 3.9% in 1974, and 3.2% in 2009. None of these, Madam Speaker, was remotely close to the economic contraction that we have all lived through in 2020.
Dr. Clarke says the government is aware of issues being faced by Jamaicans due to the safety protocols set by the authorities to limit the spread of COVID-19. He notes the sense of hope being felt with the global distribution of COVID-19 vaccines.
Jamaica's trading partners are advanced in their own vaccination programs and could complete vaccination of their own populations by the end of the first or second quarter of the new fiscal year. Though it is often darkest before dawn, from all we can see and discern, it certainly looks as if we are about to enter the phase of the health crisis that can be described as the beginning of the end. For the economic crisis, however, Madam Speaker, we may only be at the end of the beginning. Our objectives and our goals are to have a faster economic recovery than we have ever had before, and to recover stronger than before.
Despite the loss of thousands of jobs since the start of the pandemic, Dr. Clarke is optimistic.
It took 4 years between 2016 and 2020 for the Jamaican economy to add 100,000 jobs. This is one of the most painful graphs. It took 4 years to add 100,000 jobs, as you can see, from 2016 to 2020. And in 4 months of the COVID-19 pandemic, over 130,000 jobs were lost. Madam Speaker, the Jamaicans who lost jobs in the pandemic could fill every seat in the National Stadium 4 times over. When we talk about economic recovery, therefore, we're talking about eventually, but the good news, Madam Speaker, is that you see, you just keep that graph, that the quarter ending October, the number of employed jumped, and we expect that and hope for that to continue.
According to Dr. Clarke, funds have been set aside for a range of infrastructural programs aimed at driving economic recovery and jobs.
There'll be $8.1 billion in targeted social support above and beyond the $16.4 billion already announced. $6 billion of this is captured under the Ministry of Finance. And now, when we spend, Madam Speaker, on our economic recovery, that it will positively impact social recovery through the employment channel. So as the construction projects get going, people will be employed, and there'll be social spill-off benefits. But we also have to make allocations where the social benefit is one of the primary objectives, where possible, and our environment is improved as a result. Right? This is absolutely necessary. It's vital. So, Madam Speaker, the Serve Jamaica program will provide $300 million to the Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development for the Paint the City initiative, an innovative initiative, Madam Speaker, that will beautify and upgrade select town centers, including right here in Kingston, generating thousands of temporary jobs while also improving our environment.